Ranking number 1 on Google Maps is not the be-all and end-all. There's so much more you need to consider. In this video, I'm going to show you why ranking number 1 is not as important as you think, why businesses ranked in the number 1 spot don't always get the clicks and customers, and what you must be focusing on as well as getting high rankings. So let me start by showing you why ranking number 1 isn't as important as you think it is. So many people focus on trying to get to the number 1 spot on Google Maps, and they don't really think about much else. But ranking number 1 doesn't make you money. You can't pay your bills with it. So instead, you need to focus on other, more tangible measures of success. For example, how many interactions like phone calls and website clicks your profile is generating. You can easily check this in your Google Business Profile Performance Reporting. You can see the total number of interactions you've had and see it broken down by the different types of interactions. Paying attention to this is so much more meaningful than just focusing on where you rank on Google Maps, because these are the actions that move people closer to becoming your customer. So if you rank number 1, but you get very few interactions, your Google Business Profile isn't helping your business. But if you rank number 12 and you get loads of interactions, this is a much better scenario. Your profile is working effectively because even though you rank much lower, your profile is driving inquiries and helping you to make sales. So regularly check your Google Business Profile Performance Reporting to make sure you're getting plenty of interactions. If you aren't getting plenty of interactions, stick around because I'm going to tell you how to fix this later in this video. Okay, I'm now going to show you why businesses that are ranked in the number 1 spot don't always get the clicks and the customers. When someone makes a search on Google Maps, they're faced with loads of options. Yes, they're quite likely to click on a profile that's close to the top, but you can't expect them to just see your profile, open it, and go straight to making an inquiry with your business. There's a whole bunch of other things they look at to determine which business they're going to choose. For example, they'll look at the review count and Google rating on each profile. Let me show you an example where the top business probably wouldn't win compared to the businesses lower down. I've made a search for locksmiths, and the top business has 76 reviews and a 4.3 Google rating. That's okay, but it's not spectacular. As I look down the listings, everyone else has a higher Google rating. We have profiles with 4.9, 5, 5 and another 4.9. These higher Google ratings of 4.9 or above show that these businesses consistently provide a better service than the business in number 1 spot, which has a Google rating of just 4.3. So all of these businesses could easily get clicked instead of the top ranked business. Now, the businesses in 2nd to 4th spot all have less reviews than the top ranked one. 49, 50 and 44 compared to 76. But the business ranked in 5th has more reviews and a higher Google rating than the business in number 1 spot. It has a rating of 4.9 with 97 reviews. So if I needed to choose one of these businesses, I'd almost certainly start with the business ranked 5th, not the business ranked number 1, because its Google rating and review count make it much more attractive. The other thing that means a top-ranked business will often get overlooked is justifications. They can take various forms, but they're basically small snippets of information taken from a Google Business Profile and placed in the search results. For example, here's a justification taken from a Google review, and here's a justification taken from a service listing. Let me show you an example of how justifications help businesses rank lower in the search results to get more clicks. I've done a search for hedge trimming, and the top profile is a tree services business. There's nothing here that explicitly says that the business provides a hedge trimming service. And it's the same with the next profile, no mention of hedge trimming whatsoever. The profile ranked 3rd has a snippet from a review, and the text provided does indicate that they trimmed someone's hedge, but again, it doesn't say it explicitly. However, when we get to the profile ranked in 4th place, they have a justification taken from their services that clearly shows that they provide hedge trimming. This really catches my eye because the specific service I want is clearly displayed on the profile. So again, if I wanted a hedge trimming service and I was faced with these profiles, I'd almost certainly go for the business ranked 4th because I know they provide exactly what I'm looking for. However, there's something else on here that tells people straight away if the business provides the service they require, and it's the preview image. A lot of people think that Google just put the image that you set as your cover photo here. This isn't true. Google is a lot more sophisticated than that. They want to show the most relevant content as possible. So if we look closely at the photo on the top ranked business, it does actually show a hedge that's being trimmed. So Google selected this image instead of their cover photo to make the search results more relevant to my search term. So this image is showing that D&B Tree Services do provide hedge trimming. But it is a lot more subtle than having a justification that specifically mentions the required service. To prove that Google doesn't just show a profile's cover photo, this is what displays when you view this business's profile on Google page 1. But when I'm viewing it on a map search, when I'm specifically looking for hedge trimming, Google has determined that they have a much better photo to show here than their cover photo. So I do concede in this example, if people are paying close attention to these photos instead of the text in the search listings, the top ranked business may get the clicks. But the business ranked second has a much better photo than the one in number 1 spot. It's so much clearer that this is a hedge that's being trimmed, because you can actually see a person cutting it. So this business could very easily get the clicks instead of the business ranked in number 1 spot. Do you see? It's not just about ranking number 1. There's so much more to it if you want to get the clicks and the customers. So with all of this in mind, instead of just trying to rank number 1, what else should you be focusing on to make sure you get plenty of clicks, interactions, and new customers? Well, specifically relating to the things I've covered in this video, you need to maintain a high Google rating and get plenty of reviews. You're probably wondering, how many is plenty? Well, there isn't a simple answer to this. Basically, you need to look at what your competitors have and get more reviews and maintain a higher rating than them. Because that's what will make you stand out from the businesses that rank above you in your specific industry. You should also ask your customers to include useful keywords in their Google reviews. Getting them to include the service they bought from you is particularly powerful, because you're more likely to get your services showing in snippets. You should also add all of your services to your profile. This means you'll be way more likely to get service snippets that show your profile is relevant to the specific service that the person is looking for. You should also add photos to your profile that show off each of your services, so Google has relevant content to display in search results. But ultimately, if you want a super successful Google business profile, then you need to take people on a journey from not knowing your business all the way to making an enquiry. And ranking high on Google Maps is just the start. Ranking high will get more eyeballs on your profile, but it won't necessarily mean you'll get clicks and enquiries. So you must give people the information they need by showing that you're the right type of business for them, that you provide the specific service they need, that you cover the area where they're located, that you have credibility, that you can deliver what they want to a high standard, and you must show examples of your work. Don't worry, all of this is super simple if you know what you're doing. So watch this video next, because it walks you step by step through the whole process of taking someone from being a stranger that finds you on Google Maps to making an enquiry and ultimately becoming your customer.